All right, welcome back. So as you can see, and I'm gonna hold this up here, as I was stretching this over it, I got these little cracks and that kind of stuff. That is something that can very easily be smoothed in, okay? Using our flexible rib, you could probably use a metal rib for this. The clay is really, really soft at this point, which is good. So we're just gonna go ahead and smooth that out. Again, remember, because this is an emoji face, because people know exactly what it's supposed to look like, we want to make sure that we make this absolutely as perfect as possible. And that's one of the differences between an emoji face and the mask, is that this one, the precision and making it as perfect as possible is going to be a little bit more important, I guess you could say. If you're making a mask of something that isn't real, some sort of demon or some sort of animalistic kind of thing, or if you're making it of your own face, you can leave a couple little blemishes in there and that kind of stuff, and it's not that big a deal. But an emoji is something that you see on your phone. It is computer graphically generated, and so therefore it needs to be as perfect as you can possibly make it, okay? All right, so my emoji face, okay? That's the one I'm going with. See if I can leave it right there for you guys so you can kind of see how I'm going to do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this down into very simple pieces, okay? All I really need to do is make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different pieces and then attach them. But when I attach them, I want to make sure that they look realistic, okay? So let's break it down. First one is that eyebrow. Very simply, an eyebrow, just like we saw in the mask project that I showed you earlier, is basically just a coil. Now, if I just take a coil like this and stick it on there, yes, technically that works. However, okay, it does not look like this one, okay? Remember, we want to make sure that we make that shape exactly as we can. Now, this is almost life size, so I can kind of use that as a guide as to how big or how far I'm going to make it, all right? And I'm going to stick to about the same thickness for all of these pieces, okay? And we want to stick these on because we're going to paint this later on, okay? And so what I'm doing here is I'm trying to get that little arch shape to it, okay? Just like so. And then I'm going to figure out where exactly it's going to go, probably about, right about there, okay? And then we just go ahead and score and slip, all right? Again, just like with the masks that we did, that I showed you earlier in the last set of videos, if you haven't watched those, please go and do so. That way you've got the knowledge of both of these videos, then that way you can make a better informed decision on which one you want to do. Score and slip. And actually, I think it needs to go a little bit more like that. There we go, it's a little more vertical. There we go. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and take our popsicle stick, and very gently, we're just gonna give a little bit of smoothing here. Now, this is the only thing that's holding this piece on, is the scoring and the slipping, obviously, okay? But the nice thing about this is, unlike our mugs that we just got done completing, okay, these aren't necessarily gonna hold anything up, okay? And what I mean by that is, you know, we're not using it like the handles. So the smoothing part of this is more important, that we get this to be a nice, clean transition from the, what is the eyebrow, to the face itself, okay? That's gonna be more important than it being able to support the weight of something, because we're not gonna be picking up our project using that eyebrow, okay? So there we go. So there's the eyebrow, all right? And then the eyeball here is gonna be just kind of an oval, okay? And I'm gonna cut it out a little bit rough. Maybe it's gonna be a little bit bigger, okay? And this is just that extra piece that I had that I'd already smoothed out, all right? Obviously, this is a little bit thicker than I want it to be. And I think it goes down almost in the middle, maybe just a little bit above middle. And I can kind of turn that this way, maybe there. There we go. That I think looked a little bit better. Okay, and then again, score, slip, and smooth this on. Now, you're gonna do this with each of these individual pieces. I'm not necessarily gonna show you guys and talk you through how to do each one of those. I'll probably do a time-lapse video so you can kind of see how I'm doing. And then we'll go into the fine-tuning and the cleaning up and all that little bit of stuff as we go, okay? So, watch the next video, the time-lapse, if you're interested, and you can see how I put this all together.